Nancy Tanner from Bozeman, Montana, and this is our new facility. It's the Paws and People Dog Gym. And what we're going to be filming today is how to build a therapy or crisis dog team. And what I mean by building a therapy or crisis dog team is working with puppies, adolescents, and young adult dogs to get them prepared for the owner's goal of working in animal-assisted therapy or animal-assisted crisis response. And so we want them to investigate their own reflection. We want them to investigate the cheese on the mirror. And Casey, our little border collie Ozzy, funny enough, she was the most reactive to her own reflection, but her owners have been doing a really good job with putting yogurt on the mirror. And I'm just going to assist with the wobble board so she doesn't go winging it. But what we're looking for is that she can just move around with her front and back legs. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Hi, baby. Is what we want to do with the ladder is just 1 foot at a time. So she's not hopping through. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. And we want to do it slow enough where she's using each leg independently and moving them across the rungs. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now, one of the most important things to do with puppies is not only teach them new skills, because the more you teach them, the more you can ask of them. And it's also really wonderful with the relationship. The more work you do together, the better the relationship. Is we want to balance work with settle. So we're going to be bringing team number 2 in, and that's Willow and Alice. And we're going to be starting with Willow. She's a golden retriever. Is she 7 months, Mary? She's 7 months old. She has low impulse control, low attention span. Once she gets into work, however, she's an absolutely wonderful worker. What's important to remember here is when a dog goes from puppy to adolescence, you tend to get bigger behaviors, blusterier behaviors. Some days your dog really works well for you, some days they don't work well for you at all. Okay, so we have 2 young adolescents with us. This is Nikki, and this is Ren. And as you can see, at a certain stage in adolescence, it gets a little bit hard on the handler. It gets a little bit hard on the handler, and it can be a little bit hard in the environment as well. So what we want to make sure we're doing is that we become very, very patient handlers and work on the behaviors specifically that are in our plan, but also give the dogs an opportunity to be dogs. And as a Chesapeake Bay Retriever, she's got a huge amount of energy and a huge amount of desire to work. Ren, as a Border Collie, equally a huge amount of energy, very athletic. And so the more creative the handling and the more creative the training, the more well-rounded, very nice. The more well-rounded adult dog you're going to build. And so this would be typical in the therapy environment, and with our adolescents, we start to get them ready for it. And so Ron and Ren are just going to come up this way. And if you could just ask her for a sit or lie down, please. Down. Good girl. Might I please pet your dog? Yes. Good girl. Hi, you. And so I'm going to get down and I'm just going to pet her gently and tell her what a good girl she is. You are such a good girl. Yes, you are. Is everyone looking at you? Is everyone looking at you? I know. You're a movie star. And this is kind of the hope, right? We want a dog who says, I like being touched so much that I can relax in your space, because this means that she's pretty trusting, which is just lovely. And we're going to bring in our last team in the dog gym today, and this is Jason and Lucy. And they're actually a working avalanche search and rescue team, but they're also very interested in doing therapy work. Lucy's 14 months old, she's a yellow lab, and what I hope to show is the contrast between our earlier groups, 1 and 2, who are our young puppies and young adolescents, and a 14-month-old who's got slightly more finish on her. And Jason's been doing a lot of work with her. He's also introduced a lot of play training to keep her motivated to work, but her settle's been coming on as well. There we go. And so this behavior, we call it between, Jason calls it center, and go have her in a center state, and she can sit or lie down too if she'd like. This is a behavior that he also uses when he's on the mountain when you're skiing down, correct?
Correct.
Yep. And so the dogs have to be between the legs, between the skis on the way down, but we also use it for therapy work. And let's go ahead. Did you bring any treats with you? Go ahead and have her centered. There we go. Excellent. And just go ahead and ask her to stay. Good girl. There we go. And you can see by Lucy's posture her enthusiasm for working with Jason, which to me is really exciting. I love to see this. Dude, you have to do freestyle. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. And Jason's been working on differentiating Lucy's left paw from her right paw. And so he's been building new words, new working cues. Good. And I'm just going to be walking around, and so have her in a down stay. Good. And just ask her to stay. And go ahead and sit back in your chair. Just relax. And I'm just going to be walking around for a distraction. One of the cool things when we get to this age of dog is to put a little more pressure on them from the environment, walking closely, getting up next to them without them popping up so much. And so we want to practice this a lot because a person stepping into their space in therapy work is a reality. Hi, we're down here in downtown Bozeman, and we're going to be taking a walk with what we call 2 Finnish teams. And these are actually in the field working teams. We have Nancy and Eli who do therapy work, Mary and Ellie who do Hope Crisis Animal Assistant work. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. And they've been in the field for quite some time. They have their gear on, their proper identification. And what we're going to be doing is watching them as they walk down the street. All of their hard work as puppies and adolescents, working on directed body awareness, working on tricks, working on more skills, more vocabulary, socializing out and about to people, places, things, events. And take a look at how they cross an intersection and street and how they take a pause and look around them before they cross. And this is really important for any dogs, but therapy and service dogs, it's actually mandatory. And so we're just getting ready to enter the bookshelf. And what we'll do is we'll ask the teams to go inside and wait for us and find a comfortable space, and then we can sit down and talk with them. A little girl should be sparkly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so Mary and Ellie are just taking a walk down the main aisle of the bookstore, just kind of milling, going past people, saying hi, and just doing what they'd be doing on a regular training walk or training visit. And it's socializing to new and different.